How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Wolves. Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel today. And for the first time in a couple of weeks, we've got another transfer news and rumours update video, because it has started to pick itself up over the last week or so. Still nothing concrete, but there are some juicy topics to jump into today. As always, be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let me know your thoughts if you've got any comments on these rumours today. So we're going to jump straight into it because there's loads to get through. The first one being Mr. Rafa Mir. It's been a strange couple of weeks for him, of course, finishing as a runner-up, a silver medalist in the Olympics with Spain. And he was leaving the Olympics Games thinking that he was going to be a new striker for Atletico Madrid. It sounded like, by all the big reputable sources, a deal was more or less agreed for around 15 million euros or 10 million euros with around 5 million in add-ons, according to some other sources. But it all went a bit pear-shaped last week, towards the end of the week, and it said that the move wasn't really going anywhere. And there was a couple of parties got blamed in the sort of reports, but it seems like Atletico Madrid are looking at other targets, and maybe Rafa Mir for them is going to be a backup option. So, as of this week, I believe as of today, he's back in Wolverhampton, and he's going to be sitting down with Bruno Lage to discuss his plans. I think if Rafa Mir is happy to give Wolves another go, Bruno Lage will welcome him with open arms into this squad. And if he doesn't want to stay in Wolverhampton, I think the club are obviously going to be looking to move him on, because he's in the last year of his contract. If he does not get sold this window and doesn't sign a new contract, Wolves will risk losing him for absolutely nothing. So I, as a fan, would be very happy to see him come back if he were to sign at least another year or two contract with the club. But Rafa Mir, every chance that we may well see him, possibly not this weekend, but the next couple of weeks, we may well see Rafa Mir back in a Wolves shirt, which would be very, very intriguing. Rumours have picked up over the last couple of days or so, one of those being Goncalo Guedes. And it's not the first time we've spoken about him on the channel. The Valencia attacker has once again come into discussion. A couple of sources in Portugal talking about this one over the last day or so. And Sky Sports have jumped on it as of today, saying Wolves do hold a strong interest in the Valencia forward. But no official talks have begun as of yet. Guedes, if you are not aware, plays predominantly as a winger, or can also play as a number 10 or a shadow striker. So every chance that he could well be in a front two if Bruno Lage is looking to continue to push this 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1 type system that we've been teased a little bit with over pre-season. But there's been lots and lots of talk of Guedes before, so who knows? It may well just be another one of those stories. But another one that is picking up a lot of traction over the last 24 hours or so is the Olympiacos centre-back Ruben Semedo. Been whispers and rumours about this over the last few days. Today, or last night in particular, it was Mace Football, who is a very reputable source over in Portugal, saying that Wolves are in discussion with Olympiacos, but there's still some details to cover if the move were to go ahead. The deal would be around 10 million euros, which isn't a bad fee whatsoever for a player that on the pitch has got experience and a very decent calibre. However, off the pitch, there are some question marks over that. Of course, you can read up on that. Not a very good past for him, especially his time in Spain. Unfortunately, got a pretty serious criminal record, which means he's banned from Spain for the next number of years. So if Wolves ever got to European competition, of course, you get a game in Spain, he wouldn't be able to join you. So it's a very, very strange one with Semedo. Do I think he would improve our defence? Yes, slightly. But the stuff off the field is obviously a concern for Wolverhampton Wanderers. The two other defenders, and two pretty high-profile defenders, in my opinion, that were linked with Wolves on Friday, again via Sky Sports, were the Fiorentina defender, Nikola Milenkovic, and the Bologna defender, Takehiro Tomiyasu. Two very, very high caliber centre-backs who've been chased by some of the biggest teams in Europe over the last couple of years. Spurs in particular have had a strong interest in both. Milinkovic looks set to go to West Ham United, and that fell through, so Spurs are onto him now. Tomiyasu was in talks with Spurs a lot earlier this summer. And Wolves apparently have inquired about both of these defenders. 100% would be upgrades on the defenders that we've got now. 100% both would be massive acquisitions for this club. So hopefully we get some more news on those two. But as of yet, it's just that story from Sky Sports that Wolves have inquired. I'm not too sure when. It could have been weeks ago. But all points in positive directions, that one. A fresh one today is regarding Odsonne Edouard. There have been very soft links between Wolves and Edouard before, but the Celtic striker looks like he may well leave Celtic this summer. He's only got a year left on his deal in Scotland. But Wolves, Leicester, West Ham, Brighton and Crystal Palace are said to be the clubs that have considered Odsonne Edouard this summer, but no formal offers have been made. That comes from the Telegraph. Very decent striker for someone who I think would be a very, very good squad player for Wolves. Could easily slot into that team alongside the likes of Jimenez and Fabio Silva. I think Palace, as it stands, are favourites to possibly sign him. But I have read elsewhere as well that move may well have fell through. So worth keeping our eye on that one for the Frenchman, Odsonne Edouard. Amadou Diawara, it's been a long saga with the Roma midfielder. And you may well remember Amadou Diawara a couple of years ago. It was said that he had rejected a move to Wolves. I think he was at Napoli at the time. He's moved to Roma. His time there hasn't been fantastic. And there has been rumours and whispers over the last couple of weeks or so about this guy. And Wolves, again, reigniting their interest in him, really. There's been a couple of stories about it yesterday. One saying that Wolves may well put in a one-season loan deal in for him. Most probably would be with an option to buy, which would suit Wolves fantastically. A few stories saying that Wolves have basically got a €12 million offer ready if they know Diawara is going to be moving to the club. But it was said in Italy today, in reports in Italy, that Diawara keeps batting back all these inquiries that Roma are giving him. He's rejected a number of market options that Roma have submitted to him. And as it stands, it looks like he's going to be staying in Italy again. A lot of people commenting on this and saying that if he doesn't want to join, let's just leave it. It happened with Cutrone. He came from Italy, wasn't quite convinced, and it's just gone pear-shaped. Obviously, Cutrone moving to Empoli now, which I think is his third loan move in a couple of years since joining the club. So, yeah. Defensive midfielder, I think in terms of bringing him to Wolves, I think it would be a very good squad player, very much an upgrade on what we've got there at the minute. But as it stands, Amadou Diawara not looking to leave Roma. Another one which came from Football Insider today is that Wolves and Leeds are monitoring the QPR defender Rob Dickie. As we move into the final fortnight or so of the window, Rob Dickie has been very impressive for QPR since joining from Oxford United. Had a great stint and campaign last season for them. But Wolves are keeping their tabs on him apparently. So fingers crossed. Who knows? There have been a lot of players that have been successful coming up from the Championship to the Premier League over the last couple of seasons or so. And I would not be against this one to possibly bolster that back line. So Rob Dickie, will keep an eye on that one there. Matthew Hop, or Hop, I'd say. The United States striker, the Schalke forward, has been linked with a move to Wolves. This came from the Mirror over the last couple of days or so. Wolves and Palace, obviously two Premier League teams that are keen to bolster their attacking line, have been said to be monitoring him. It's believed that Hop's representatives are coming to Europe to hopefully secure a deal for him before the end of the summer window. Saturday as well, so a big one. Sergio Oliveira from Porto, central midfielder for them, was strongly linked with a move to Wolves. This came from Journal de Noticias for around €20 million. Very decent central midfielder, but scored a great amount of goals for Porto last season. But Bruno Lage did say last week that he feels Dendoncker, Neves and Moutinho are already too similar. And I think Oliveira probably is in the same camp as that. So I would be very, very surprised if Wolves did go for this one, especially at that €20 million mark. But a player that could be leaving Wolves, Owen Otasowie. No real fresh news on this one, but obviously we did speak about it on the last transfer video that Club Bruges were interested. They have submitted a bid. It's still not known whether Wolves are accepting that bid. The Belgian club may well be keeping it on the table towards the end of the window to see if Wolves get any better deals. But according to sources in Belgium, West Ham, Everton, Ajax, and Schalke are all said to have an interest in Otasowie. But like I said, Bruges still, as it stands, favourites to sign the American midfielder. But guys, that is all for today's transfer news and rumours update. I can't get my words out today, but loads going on. If there's any more news or concrete news over the next few days or so, of course, we'll bring that to you. Fingers crossed we see a player join Wolves or be very close to joining Wolves before that game against Spurs on Sunday. But be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. And until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon.